the Betmaker Show. This is the horse racing picks preview for Santa Anita and Churchill Downs races that run today, Friday, May 15th, and tomorrow, Saturday, May 16th, 2020. And now, live from Las Vegas, the host of the Betmaker Show, Brian Blessing.
All right, folks, looking forward to a fun weekend in horse racing. Brian Blessing in Las Vegas. And listen, we want to get back to normal. And horse racing's doing their best. I want to say thanks again to Gulfstream Park, Oaklawn Park, Tampa Bay Downs, Will Rogers, Fauner Park. They were able to race through this entire shutdown, and they pulled it off. And, you know, gave us something to watch. And good on them, and good for the sport, I believe, on the back end. Now, it gets even more interesting as we're getting to the summer meets. And today you've got Santa Anita opening, and tomorrow Churchill Downs is opening. So, and Golden Gate's running too. So now the menu's broaden, and there are a lot of cool things that are out there and wagering opportunities. It's going to be really interesting. A lot of these horses that have just been working in the morning with nowhere to race, there are going to be some bombs go off. There are going to be some really nice prize plays. And I just think it's going to be a fun, entertaining deal. One thing I would just say, watch these two tracks, Santa Anita, Churchill. No one knows how the track's going to play. Oaklawn Park, we had an inside speed bias for much of the meet. So pay attention early. I'm not saying necessarily you have to tread lightly, but, you know, little buyer beware, because you sit there and say, oh, I think this horse, the race is set up for this horse to close. Looks like a stick out to you, but all of a sudden there's a speed bias and the horse just can't close against the speed bias. Pay attention early on, see how the tracks are playing. But in this little soiree, I'm going to focus on two horses, two races, one at Santa Anita, one at Churchill Downs. And it's honestly, right there is my favorite angle in horse racing. There are two. One is first race as a 3-year-old. Horses are just completely different animals from their 2-year-old campaign to their first race as a 3-year-old. And people say, oh, well, look how he ran here, but he's a completely different horse in that first race as a 3-year-old. And that's where the price plays come in. And the other one is one that, you know, it's not like I said, oh my God, I'm letting the cat out of the bag. I've said this now for 20 years, and it just keeps happening time and 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 time again. It's unbelievable. And that are European turf horses that make their debut in North America. Now, part of it is the betting public doesn't know what to do with these horses, because if you're looking at the daily racing form, now you're just going off a completely different set of charts, time form ratings, and you know, how does that relate to the horses in North America? And you can go really deep in all this. And algorithms, and here's exactly, you know, the time form rating equals this from a buyer perspective. Basically, you're getting something that's close. But the bottom line is what you're getting are two things. One, don't overthink it. The European turf horses collectively are better than the horses in North America. Not all of them, but across the board. And then the betting public thumbs their nose at him. And the way you want to play this game is you want to get a horse who's 12-1. The first time he wins, he's 12-1. The next time he comes back, he's 3-1. The cat's out of the bag. It's opportunity lost. You want to play the game that you catch the price. And the betting public just, I think there's an element of confusion. They haven't seen the horse. They don't know how to read the form in terms of what it means to them. But sometimes you just got to take the leap of faith that these horses are better. So let's go to Santa Anita Race 5 opening day. Have a mile event on the turf, optional $40,000 claiming race. Decent horses, you know, in the high 70s from a buyer perspective. Solid horses, mid-tier horses. And you got the 7 Pretty Point raced in the Grade 1 American Oaks, actually respectable third back in December. But for the most part, these are just solid, good horses, you know, horses making 70, 80,000, 100,000 in their careers. Well, all of a sudden, here comes Gypsy Spirit, bred in Great Britain. Leonard Powell. Now you get the price is going to be there, and I'll tell you why the price will be there. 7-2 morning line. I think the morning line guy gets it. The public won't bet it. I bet you this horse goes off 5-1. And Leonard Powell's the trainer, 3% trainer in 35 mounts previously at Santa Anita, but overall the guy's like a 10% trainer. But well, you know what? I take it back. Maybe you will get 7-2 here because you're getting one of the best turf riders on this horse. Flavian Pratt's going to be aboard. But this one is just basically coming to North America, competing for the first time. And he's another one who's like a middle-tier horse over in Europe. And maybe they thumb their nose at this one because he's got 19 career races. 1 win, 3 seconds, 6/3. Okay? The horse doesn't like to win. But in my estimation, he's been facing tougher. And if this horse is ever going to crash the party, today's the day. Solid, steady, long series of works.
Betmaker, let's make some money tonight.
For outstanding information and special offerings and promotions, we invite you and encourage you to sign up for our newsletter today simply by going to the website at betmaker.com. So I'm just playing. It's specifically, I find these turf races, honestly, in California, they thumb their nose at these European runners. Pratt probably hurts our price on this one, but just keep tabs on it. But mark this down for today. See how these two run. I'm not guaranteeing they're going to win, but mark it down for future reference. Hey, you know what? Those European horses do run well, but there'll be times, I'm telling you, throughout the meet, 15-1, 18-1, and the horse wins by 5. You know, the next race out, the horse goes off 2-1. All right, then we go to Churchill Downs. Opening day, Saturday, race 8, mile on the turf. And the number 4 is Tankerville. Really good connections. John Velasquez, trainer Bill Mott, son of Kitten's Joy. On the dam side, Starformer's the dam. Further back in the line, Dynaformer. You don't get better turf breeding than this. This horse has 3 races over in Europe, a win, 1 race that was a clunker, last time at Tipperary in Ireland, a runner-up in an allowance race over there. And the running style from this one seems to be races mid-pack from off the pace. And it's going to be incumbent on Velasquez to work out a trip. But again, we are looking at, you know, a pack of horses in here that are just getting their career untracked. The one Bama Breeze, nice win from off the pace at Churchill Downs. First race, a 3-year-old, and I tell you, I love that angle. This horse could take a big step forward, 10-1. I think that's an overlay price. Leperoux's a great turf rider. I think the one Bama Breeze is in play. In fact, the more I'm looking at this, I think I'm flying a little exacta in here with Tankerville the 4. You look at the number 5, Danny California. Lots of races, but nothing special. Only 3 of those 23 career races come on the turf. I think there's some horses that are consistent. Solid. Chad Brown has a runner the 9. This horse will get bet just on the connections with Castellano aboard for Chad Brown. This horse's 6th career race, first time on the turf. There's a son of Union Rags. I think this horse could take money. I think I'd use the 1 and the 9, honestly, as I look at this. But I'm playing, and that first race, the 3-year-old angle, I can't get off it with the 1. But I just love the turf horses, 93 time form rating for Tankerville. And one of the reasons why these horses run so well is that in every race, you're trying to say, what has the trainer done? Has he blinkers on, blinkers off, sprint to a route, turn back in distance? The trainer is trying to figure out something, makes a change in equipment, jockey. He's doing something to spur the horse on to an improved effort. The main thing and the common denominator here is all these European horses come here and they get to run on Lasix for the first time. And even with horse based here in North America, first, second time Lasix is a very good angle that always kind of reaps rewards. Don't sleep on the fact these European runners, they're coming here running on Lasix for the first time. Could be part of the reason that they take this big leap forward. So if they were doing well in Europe and they're getting Lasix for the first time, I think you got to like them even more. So we're looking for a couple of European invaders to get the fun started for us at Santa Anita and Churchill Downs. Wish them all a great meet. Looking forward to a great summer of horse racing, and always trying to give you little ideas and ways to read between the lines that helps you cash tickets and build that bankroll.
Betmaker, let's make some money tonight.
Well, that's the Betmaker Show for now. We publish multiple times each week. We'd like to thank you for listening, and if you liked what you heard, please take a moment to leave a rating and review, or subscribe to our show feed, or share our show with a friend or two and help us grow the show. We very much appreciate it. Visit us on the web at betmaker.com. And reminder to sign up for the newsletter. Thanks to our engineer, Darren Vandermolen, and producer, Mike Gallivan. The Betmaker Show is a production of Cardinal Marketing Incorporated. Betmaker is a registered trademark. Any rebroadcast, reproduction, or other use of this content without the express written consent of Cardinal Marketing Incorporated is strictly prohibited.
The handicapping and sports odds information contained on this podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Please confirm the wagering regulations in your jurisdiction, as they vary from state to state, province to province, and country to country. Using this information to contravene any law or statute is prohibited. The podcast is not associated with, nor is it endorsed by any professional or collegiate league, association, or team. This podcast does not target and is not intended for an audience under the age of 18. If you think that you have a gambling addiction, stop this podcast now and please seek help.
Gambling and betting on sports is a form of entertainment and should be about having a good time. But when done excessively, it may negatively affect other areas of a person's life, such as their physical and mental health, school or work performance, finances, and or interpersonal relationships. At betmaker.com and the Betmaker Show, we're concerned about the addiction that gambling may cause, and for this reason, we encourage everyone to practice responsible gambling, an approach to gambling that helps you ensure that it remains an enjoyable activity. Here are the main principles of responsible gambling. Don't think of gambling as a way to make money. Always gamble with money that you can afford to lose. Set limits and stick to them. Never chase losses. Don't gamble when you're depressed or upset, and create a healthy balance. Always be aware of how much time you spend gambling or thinking about gambling. And do not allow gambling to cause you to miss out on time with family and friends or time spent on other activities you enjoy. By following these guidelines, gambling can be a good time and great entertainment. If you feel at any time that your gambling is taking away from important areas of your life, is causing you stress or depression, or is leading to financial losses that are beyond your control, please reach out for help. Learn more at responsiblegambling.org.